So there's this idea of mindfulness. There's this idea of being fully present. And what you guys don't understand, or at least a lot of you, maybe haven't even thought about it. I've thought about it. That's why I'm talking about it. But it's like, mindfulness is a bit of a misnomer, guys. It is a misnomer. If you sit and think about it a little bit, and analyze the word itself. Because mindfulness implies that you're like in your mind. I mean, like the meaning of it means that you're outside of your mind, okay? But the more accurate term would be mindlessness, without the mind, mindless, right? But when we say mindless, it has a whole negative connotation. It's like, oh my God, he's mindless. He's like this mindless drone, you know? And when you have this awakening, what you're glimpsing, what you're looking at is your beingness without the mind. You've entered into the place where it's like they have lost their mind. The mind's still there, but temporarily you've lost it, you've detached from it, okay? So if I'm gonna do mindfulness, why am I bringing the mind forward? You see what I'm saying? It's like fully mind. No. In your mindfulness state, you're actually not supposed to be in your mind. You're present. The mind's not bombarding you with all these thoughts and labels and stuff, right? You're just awareness. And that's the other, it goes back to the idea where like I have this video, it says, your life becomes the prayer. You embody it. And the same idea applies with the mindfulness. It's like your life becomes the meditation, guys. And so like I've said in some other stuff, I'm like, you seek until you no longer need to seek. You sit in meditation until you no longer need to sit in meditation anymore, guys. And if you want to do it, you can. If you want to embody the stillness in that type of meditative state where you're sitting in stillness, then yes, you can do that. I don't meditate as much as I used to, guys. I don't need to. I'm not trying, I'm not searching. My meditation is a living meditation. That's what mindfulness, the word, is pointing to. But the living meditation isn't full of mind stuff. I'm not in my head. My ego isn't popping off with fearful shit all the time. I'm not buying into this like illusory shit that we're all trapped by. I'm not in that place. So as I walk through life, as I carry around the stillness with me now, as it is fully integrated in my being and like everything that I do, I'm mindful, or more accurately, mindless. I am the prayer. The words that come out of my mouth are prayer. The deeds that I do are prayer. The meditation, as I'm walking, and I'm just, it's like, you know how they have like the walking meditation? You're just still, dude. You're not trapped by this noise in your head all the fucking time, man. It's so freeing. Everyone walking around with this mental prison, the matrix, the construct that you can't see through. And even after you've had your awakening, you still fall back into like this prison. No. When you're truly there, guys, it is in you. Everything that you are, everything that you do is holy. You are sanctifying the very nature of like your existence and everyone else around you through your beingness. You are purifying your surroundings through your loving energy that's projecting out all the time. The platform of peace and bliss that you are is just like expanding into everything. You are it. You can touch it with your energy. It's like you feel the ebbs and the flows of everything. And so this mindfulness stuff, like, yeah, I'm gonna sit, I'm gonna eat, and I'm gonna like be fully aware of what I'm eating. And I'm not mindlessly like in some other place, right? But honestly, you want to be the mindless state, guys. You don't want the mindful state. You don't want to be full of the mind. You're getting out of the mind, man. Get rid of it, at least temporarily, so that you can see yourself more. And then bring it back in. Then start noticing it. You're like, oh, I see what he means by like, it's all fucking bullshit. This mental shit that I'm constantly projecting. This construct that I've bought into. That it becomes the dogma, man, of the religion. But it's not just religion that has dogma. That's what it's associated most with. But it's any construct, man. Laws, commandments, judgments, beliefs. Those are all dogma. They're fine. They're like you're making it into like a physical thing. It's a construct. It's a finite thing that you can touch, and it's not where it's at, man. Mindlessness. Let's coin that as a phrase and associate good stuff to it. Mindlessness. And then you're like, oh, he's mindless. He's mindless. He's so out of control. No, man. In the mindless state, you're fully in control. That's the ironic thing. You're so blissed out and full of love. How could you harm anything? How could you do something nasty? How could you say something nasty? At least with the intention. It's like I'll say some stuff that comes off as nasty to people and aggressive and whatever, but that's not the intention, man. It's not. You guys have your own interpretation of how I behave and do and act and see. But I know where I'm coming from with this love and what I'm saying and doing. So the intention, like I mentioned before, very important. The power of intention, Wayne Dyer, right? It trumps everything. So this conflict, man, this like internal state of conflict all the time. I lived my whole life that way. Everyone lives their own, like, unless you wake up, your whole life that way. So how can you not see everything as a struggle? How can you not see everything as hell on earth when this peaceful, blissful place exists here too? It's just your attitude. It's just how you see it. The lens through which you're projecting. But I'm saying get outside of the lens too. Go to that mindless place. Detach. Find it. Find your state of being. Find your fullness. Find your embodiment. Find it. Bring it in. Bring it home. And then once you've meditated enough, like I'm saying before, right, where like you don't meditate as much anymore, you don't need to, you're not seeking so much. Now that you're not searching for this shit anymore and you've found it, you do whatever you want, man. And life becomes more full. It isn't like, I have to let go of desires. Desires. It's bad. And like priests are like whipping themselves, you know, and like torturing themselves. Like, I'm searching, you know, like I'm such a sinful person. No, man. There's no sin in participating in the physical. The sin is losing yourself in it. And so these religions are saying, get rid of everything, because by default, if you get rid of anything, there's going to be less temptation there to fuck with you, because it's a slippery slope. But when you're rooted in yourself, the slippery slope doesn't even fuck with you. The temptation, the devil, the illusion, the Maya, whatever you want to label it, it doesn't fuck with you. You're fully in balance within yourself. Everything in moderation comes up naturally. Everything in harmony comes up naturally. You take a little, you give a little. You take a little, you give a little. It's not constant taking, constant hoarding, constant selfishness. And so in this blissful state that I am, that I fully embody now, that I'm walking around with and carrying it around with me wherever I go, how am I not meditating? How am I not praying? Do you see? This one guy leaves a comment. He's like, man, you're talking about stillness so much. That's not a way to live, man. That's just not a way to live. Life is not in the stillness, man. It's like you're not getting what I'm saying, man. You're not getting it. The yogi that sits by the river Ganges, that just meditates blissed out all day, they're choosing to do that. They know they can go back and participate in life, man. You choose whatever you want to do, man. If you want to sit and do nothing all day and meditate, that's fine. You are, believe it or not, contributing to the consciousness of life. You are projecting the love. And those waves of consciousness that you're projecting are intermingling with everyone's subconscious. So you are participating and contributing, whether you think it, you're not actively doing it. I have to do the good deeds. Well, your good deed is just sitting and being. And when I really feel inspired to do, then I'm going to do. Like me, I'm inspired to make videos. That's my doing of good deeds. Is this not a service? Am I not of service to you through these videos I'm putting up? Right? Yeah. Could be anything, man. It could be anything. Me going and like going home and like, you know, my aunt and my uncle where I'm staying, like they have 2 dogs. Me going and feeding the dogs is service. Those dogs need to eat. Me putting food out for them, it's service, right? Even the littlest things that we take for granted that we're doing, washing the dishes, doing the laundry, vacuuming the floor. These are service to yourself and others. Guys, the mundane is powerful. You look at it and you're like, wow, there's like a holiness, there's a sanctity to this stuff that I'm doing. That's why like the monks in the monasteries are like so in touch with just going about their routine and praying and then doing the simple stuff and taking care of the area that they're in. They're mindful, but like I've said in this video, they're mindless. Mindfulness meditation. I'm going to do a mindfulness meditation. And if you actually believe the mindfulness, you're like, no, man, like that's not it. I want a mindless meditation. I'm going into meditation to detach from this mind that's like off the fucking hook, unhinged, like delirious, delusional, just so much energy that's just getting up in there, man. And it has this momentum. And it just keeps spinning and spinning and spinning, and there's no break. There's no rest. You're torturing yourself literally. It's like if there is a devil that people are attached to, this idea that he's just like just like in hell, you're just tortured for all eternity. No, man, that hell is your mind that you're trapped in. Just this, you don't rest from it. There's no peace. And your final destination, your final awakening, your final enlightenment, bullshit labels, right? Your final okay, is realizing the restful state in this physical reality. Because you're already restful when you're up there, man. You're not, it's like God's like already in the restful place, rest in peace, right? You're already there. You come here to see if you can see through the illusion and choose the trajectory of love and goodness and create the reality out of that. And you see through the nonsense and the mental construct and prison that you're entrapped by. But getting to that place is difficult. That's why it's like seek and you will find. Keep searching, man, and it'll be revealed to you eventually. And then once it's revealed to you, you don't need to seek so much, man. You don't. All this knowledge, all these books, all these movies, all these shows, all this entertainment that you're searching for yourself in, you can let that go. And if you feel like watching a movie or reading a book, then you can. But it isn't this like gnawing thing that you're deriving your sense of self from anymore. You are it. I am that. I am that I am. It's very esoteric. Like, I am that I am. How can your mind wrap itself around that? I am that I am. Because when everything falls away, that's what you're left with. And out of the I am that I am is the I am the creator. Now I create. Now I choose to destroy. I eliminate some stuff from my life. Now I sustain. Now I maintain. Thought, thinking, humping, right? Like this aggressive, like din 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 din. It's like HOTTOGO. It's like the humping. Like, what are we doing, man? I ask this all the time, But like I think about it. I ponder it. I meditate on it. What are we doing? When are we gonna wake up? When are we gonna like collectively come together and make the best fucking existence for ourselves? Where there's no more turmoil. The 1,000 years of peace prophecy, It's coming, but why not this life, guys? Why not get outside of our minds? Why not sit and realize our truest nature? Why get stuck in losing ourselves in things and experiences and mental constructs? Why? The reason they're telling you to love and do good unto others and be considerate and kind is because the more you embody that energy, the closer you're getting to that default nature of what your beingness is. You're not far removed when you're in that place. It's just one more step, You're doing the good deeds, you're feeling good, you have a positive attitude, everything feels nice, there's not so much turmoil, there's not so much drama, and like the next step is like, whoa, I'm it. You make the correlation, and that correlation doesn't happen on the level of your mind, mindful. It happens intuitively. The realization doesn't happen in a mental construct. The intuition comes up and makes it known, and then your mind labels it as something so that you can understand it and grasp it on the level of your mind. It can never be understood there. And these signs, like what I was saying, like you see these signs, your intuition is what instantly recognizes it, but then the mind comes in and makes the association. But the intuition is pulling you, the feeling is pulling you in that direction, you notice it. You're like, oh, I see. If you have eyes, hopefully you can see. And if you have ears, hopefully you can listen. In the immortal words of the JC, comes along and decides to shake everything up. He's like, guys, this ain't it. The way we're living, this ain't it. All these laws, this Torah, that's not it. He's not. And he's like, I haven't come to like eliminate the law, guys. I haven't come to eliminate the law. I've come to fulfill it. What does he mean? He's saying, I am the embodiment of all of these things that these laws are pointing to, man. All of these laws that are telling you to live the right way, right-mindedness, right action in Buddhism, right? I'm it. Watch how I interact. Watch how I behave. Because these arbitrary rules that you guys have like created, thousands of rules of like washing this way and eating on certain days and not doing this and not doing that. No. It's incumbent upon each individual person. They have their own autonomy. So the moment that some government or some external source is trying to tell me how to dictate and how I live my life, no, man. I find my truth and I live out of there, and it's in balance automatically. I'm not doing the nasty shit. So whether I wash my hands or I don't, whether I jack off or I don't, whether I have sex or I don't, whether I eat this or I don't, you see what I'm saying? It's like, it's all very arbitrary at that point. It's all very nonsensical. It's all very mind, construct, finite, fixed. And we are so flowing, we are so infinite. How can you limit this entity that we are? And it's like, it's natural to, right? You see the physicality of the human body, you see the physicality of the world, and you're like, yeah, man, it's like that, Darius. Come on, man, science is real. It's yeah, and it is. Of course it is. But there's so many layers to this. There's so much more. If I only touch into science, that's like one fragment of the eternity and everything of everything, man. It's not everything, man. It's not. It's really not. We can science the shit out of our lives and improve stuff on the physical level. But what good is that? What use is that if you're still having an internal fucking hell and turmoil for yourself? Do you see? I can create the most futuristic sci-fi physical reality that we could like fly in cars and like do all this different shit, you know, like the Jetsons and whatever. You can have that, you know? But what does that matter if you inside despise your existence, despise the life that you have and everyone else? I mean, everyone's just a means to an end. Everyone's disposable. You kill, you don't kill, you hoard, you amass all these things. You have this illusion of power and greed and like all this stuff that's just like torturing you. And you don't realize that you can't rest because you just can't let it go. Because you just have to keep maintaining this illusory thing that you keep perpetuating in your mind, in this hell that you've created for yourself. Because it's coming from this deep place of insecurity. You always feel insecure, man. There's always this like, the insecurity is just like the fear that you're not enough, that you haven't stepped into the full beingness of yourself. You haven't experienced the mindfulness, the mindlessness. You haven't experienced that enough to see through this illusion. You know, and it's hard when someone keeps coming and they're like, it's illusory, it's illusory. Darius, you keep saying illusory, illusory, like it's an illusion. How can it be an illusion when it's what I see in front of me? You're saying this physical existence isn't an illusion, but it's real, it's tangible, I can touch it. And there's no, you haven't created the space between yourself and these things that always exist, that you're detached from, that you're not aligned with, that you're not in union with. Yoga. Yoga means union. Yoga is not doing asanas and doing all these poses that the Western has turned into. I do yoga. Oh, you do? Tell me about it. Well, I do downward facing dog. Oh, wow. Yeah, and I wear my yoga pants and stuff, and it's like, do all of that stuff, man. Like, I mean, when I lose weight, I'm gonna go back to doing asanas too. But the true yoga is the spiritual yoga. It isn't just asanas. Asanas is like one fucking fragment of what yoga is. It's just as the physical is one fragment of what we are. That's okay, man. Like if you're into yoga and like you think I'm attacking you because I'm making fun of like the whole yoga thing, but it's turned into this whole thing, man. I appreciate the people that like do the yoga as the asana exercise. They recognize it for what it is, but like they are trying to get closer and closer to their stillness and their meditation through it. It is like the physical manifestation of the meditative and still and prayerful state. It's perfect. That's the perfection. Not like, oh, I'm going to yoga, it's exercise, I gotta become more flexible and I gotta do this and that, you know? I mean, like, I think most people that do the yoga recognize this stuff, I hope. But there's some that are truly lost, and that's okay. Everyone on some level that's not tapped in with themselves is lost on some level. Does it really matter what it is or what it's not? I just find it funny to point these things out and make funny noises and voices about it, you know? It's just like me mocking stuff. Darius, why do you mock stuff? Oh my god, Darius. Don't do that. Darius, you're triggering me with your voices. Don't do it. Don't do like the ditzy airhead, you know, impersonations, bro. Don't do that. You think you're so better than them? Oh, you're belittling them? It's like, no, man. It's just funny. People can start making fun of me, and it's probably funny too, the way I talk, the way I am. You can do some caricatures of me, you know. You can do some like, oh, look at fat Darius. Haha, he's so fat. He's so funny. Cool. I love it. Make fun of me. I am a fat ass. It's good. It's all good. I love my belly rolls. I love them. I love the scars that I have. They're my tattoos. I have scars on my legs. They're my tattoos. I don't even need to get tattoos. They have a significant meaning to me. They have a significance. The hell that I fucking went through that manifested some scars on my legs. It isn't like utterly just disgusting and grotesque. It's just like a few little patches of like discoloration from, you know, me being so sedentary and like whatever, eczema or psoriasis or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it's like I wouldn't change anything about my life. We all live with this regret. We all are tormented by this past and stuff, and like and like projecting into the future. And like at some point I was like, how much longer are you gonna feed energy into that? How much longer are you gonna like entrap yourself with this prison? Seek the mindfulness, seek the meditation, seek the prayer. Seek it. Maybe it'll make things better. And through that making it better and through that feeling better temporarily, like I say, that's the portal that you access, man, that inspiration. That's the portal that you go through. Because I've said, you're not gonna be in a place to sit down and be super grateful. Don't lie to yourselves, guys. Don't trick yourselves into trying to feel super grateful if you're just not there. You know? You getting to this place of like embodying the meditation and prayer and you carry it around with you, you getting to that place, don't treat it as like this final destination. It comes to you, guys. It naturally just flows into you. You're not chasing and like reaching for it all the time. You can let go and it comes. There's a point where like you go too far into the extreme of searching. Like keep searching, notice stuff, keep looking, read some stuff, whatever. Improve your mind, improve yourself, perfect yourself, purify yourself, yes. And what that's doing is the idea is to get rid of all of these layers and gunk that you've built up so that you can step into yourself fully. It isn't a final destination. Some guys like, man, there's no such thing as enlightenment because like the enlightenment implies like, you think I don't know that, man? You think that I'm not even me when I've reached the clarity, the truth of understanding that like I'm still not expanding and growing in my own like enlightenment? But it's just kind of like it delineates between attached, ignorant, blind, fearful to letting go of it all, and now I step into this other state of being. So it's like, yeah, I mean, the only way you can describe it on the level of your mind is in this dual binary kind of way. And there's always constant ebbs and flows in that and within that reality, right? Like you're not always 100% perfect all the time and always outside of fear and always outside of suffering, and you're just like this perfected like holy being to be worshipped and stuff. You're not there either. No one's ever there. No great one that came before us is ever there. And even Eckhart would tell you he's not ever not perfectly all the time. Not, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm sure Eckhart has brief moments of like what we would label as suffering, but he doesn't get attached to it, and he probably moves through it very, very, very fucking quickly, just like I do, just like anyone else that's realized this state. You're no longer trapping yourself, man. You're no longer baiting yourself into shit. The karmic attachment that you've had through all of these things just fall away. And it's like you can't see that. Like, I get it, guys. When you're in it, even when after you've awakened and you're still working your stuff out, it's hard. It's like you're like, how does it just fall away? How does it just fall away? You keep saying it goes away, it falls away, and now you come, how? Because there's still these little bits and strings and constructs and stuff that's still attached in the mind, man. It's still there. Anything that you're labeling as off, anything that you're labeling as amazing, ironically, can be the illusion. It just is. And because of the isness of it, you notice, you can't help but be happy about it. It's weird. It's like, I'm not trying to always seek happiness and joy and bliss all the time, guys. I'm not just like, but the happiness and bliss is the byproduct of seeing the true nature of stuff, of being mindful. So yeah, it is a misnomer. It is it's not like 100% accurate, but it doesn't matter. It serves its purpose. I just thought I would propose it to you guys and explain it to you guys a little differently, because maybe it would trigger some thinking and understanding and pondering and praying and meditation towards furthering you on your path. And that's all I can hope for, right? I mean, I just at some point you just want to let it go. You really do. Like your deepest internal craving. And that's why so often I would have this conflict. I'm like, man, I just really, really want to go in the mountain or become a monk or just go off in somewhere where I'm so far removed from society, because I always thought that it was society's fault. I was making the wrong associations. I'm like, oh, look at society. Everybody's caught up in this illusion. But you like you're gonna go to the forest and all this stuff, and you're still gonna have all this internal baggage anyway. It's like when people move and they think like by moving cities or like a place, it's like that you're gonna have a clean slate and whatever. No, man. Most of your problems are still gonna follow you. Yeah, a change of scenery is nice. A change of scenery can help. All of these things, of course. There is a small bit of truth to that. But if you're carrying around your misery and your baggage with you there, don't you think that that new reality that you've been brought yourself to is going to very quickly reflect that miserable state that you're projecting? You see what I mean? It's like that's why your internal and your external is always ebbing and reflecting and mirroring it. That's what they mean by as inside, so outside, as within, so, whatever, as above, so below. That's what all that means. It means that you are constantly projecting this external energy, and it's being reflected, and then the external is also reflecting it back to you because of your attitude, because of how you see things, because you see the true nature of stuff. And it's always flowing perfectly in harmony. Balance, man. The middle way. That's where it's at.